Welcome to the first official ThriveFit crew, Team Thrive, Team ThriveFit. I'm still trying to figure out the name. Team ThriveFit call. I don't think we did one last week. I don't remember. It's been a crazy month, 2 months. It's all kind of a blur. But anyways, moving forward. So the team name has changed. It's a simple explanation of Team Rise and Grind. It sounds badass, sounds hardcore, right? That's not me though. I'm not like super hardcore. Like, yeah, I'll flip tires every now and then and stuff, but it's like I'm not a super hardcore person. I'm not your typical beer and NASCAR type of guy. So it's never fully fit. It just sounded cool. So I was thinking of, I run this whole place right here is my massage room, and then I gutted my garage, redid that whole thing, turned it into a gym. So I'm running personal training clients out of there. And I was trying to think of a business name because I've always just been Charles Leslie. That's who they write their checks out to. That's, who they know me by the bank. So I was trying to figure out like a actual business because I'm trying to plan for the future. When I open a gym, I'm going to have a staff, and I can't just be Coach Chaz Fitness on the door because that is a single entity. So I need to think of a business that I can have employees at and that kind of stuff. So I thought of, I went through. Here's a real good tip for those of you that want to branch out and create some type of team name for yourself. Go to thesaurus.com and just type in one word that is you. So for myself, I was trying to look up like excellence and greatness, and you'll see synonyms. So other names that are related to that, you'll go and see a whole bunch of those. So I kind of just went through name after name after name and definition after definition. And I finally just landed on a couple different ones. Thrive was my number one choice because one thing I've always preached is I am no longer settling for being mediocre in my life. I want to thrive. I want to excel at whatever I'm doing. So I thought, why not make a little bit of a transition? We're in that time of year where the team is going to be dead. It's a tough time of year. It's going to get, I wish I would say it's going to get a lot better moving forward. But that comes down to each individual person. Each individual person makes up the team. So if we have a bunch of people who are slacking and just not working, not trying to put in any effort, that's when the team just falls apart, right? And I'm guilty of it too, because you guys know my story. I just came off of working like a friggin' mad dog for a massage and then falling off track with my own nutrition, my own fitness. Hitting a new high that I have not been at in a long time was 216 pounds. I hit that a few weeks back, and I showed you guys the before picture in the last call that we did. I'm happy to report I'm back down to like 207. So it's kind of crazy. I've lost 9 pounds just in the last 2 weeks from getting back on my game. So, all these little things add up this time of year. School season does not help because that's where everyone's using the school activities that the kids are in. They use that as an excuse and all this kind of stuff. So again, it's not going to naturally get better moving forward because we're going into holiday season. Right now is there's two sweet spots. Right now is one before Thanksgiving. Lisa and Katie, shout out to you guys. They've already, set the game plan to start a 21-day fix group before Thanksgiving, which is awesome. Because if somebody can go into Thanksgiving feeling tremendous that they just dropped 10 pounds and they actually feel good, they're not going to binge like normal on Thanksgiving, and they're actually going to stay healthy throughout the holidays. They're not going to be this typical person who just lets themselves go until January 1st, looks at the scale and goes, oh my God, how'd that happen? I don't get it, right? I know I was there 3 Christmases ago. I was stupid. I put on like 15 pounds over the month. So this season right now, we're in one sweet spot right now. So right now, this second, you need to get on your A game. You need to work on yourself more than anything. If anything, don't stress about Success Club. Don't stress about sales. Don't stress about any of that. You need to stress about focusing on you. focusing on your workouts, your nutrition, your personal development, your mindset, your perspective on everything, your time management needs to come down to you, because this business, and I wish I was told this when I signed up, this business starts and ends with you. And it's always going to, your business is always going to follow where you are at. So if you are slacking on your own fitness, your own nutrition, that kind of stuff, your business is going to slack too, and you're not going to see any paychecks. Vice versa, flip that bad boy around. When you are rocking a program, when you are doing the nutrition plan, when you are doing the personal development, when you are growing as a better person each day, thrive, that's where people start to actually follow you and get interested, because they're like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of positive shit over there and I don't have any of that and I want some. So that's where you start to attract people to you, is when you are on your A game like that. Now, don't get caught up where you're always on A game, because that never happens. Share the struggles, guys. Share the hard stuff, because that's where you're relatable. When you're on your A game, you're going to attract people. But when you are real about your journey, you're sharing that hard stuff, you're sharing the times that you fall off track, but you get back on track, that's where you're relatable. So there's a difference between attracting people and followers and actually relating to them. It's a fine balance that you have to ride with that. So right now is a sweet spot. So you need to be focusing on you, and you need to be sharing about it through social media. And you need to be, whether it be social media, can be Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, it can be a blog, it can be Periscope, whatever. You need to choose a platform and work it. So with that, the second sweet spot is going to be right after Thanksgiving. That little time frame up until Christmas is when you need to work again. Really, really freaking hard, because the mistake I've seen every coach make, I'm not talking about just our team, I'm talking coaches in general. The mistake that many coaches make is they, right now in fourth quarter season, they think, well, it's really, really slow. I don't have any sales. I'm just going to wait until January 1st when it's busy season for health and fitness, and then I'm going to work, right? You will have missed the bus. You need to show up now and build that traction, build that momentum, so that when January 1st gets here, people are already lined up to go. If you wait until January 1st and then try to do anything, I can tell you from experience, you are going to miss the bus, miss that big wave that hits us. But if you focus now, especially think about your own journey, right? If you are in a place right now where you are not happy with your health and your body, think about where you can be. I don't even know how many days Christmas is now. So it's the 12th. So we've got like 10, would that be 9, 10-ish weeks until Christmas. That is plenty of time to put yourself in a better position than where you are at now. Now imagine Christmas time comes around and people have been following you and they know you've gotten into great shape through the hardest season to get into shape, right? We all love to eat. Fitness people look at us and think we eat like squirrels, right? It's the exact opposite. Fitness people love to eat more than average people because we're freaking hungry. We're working out all the time. So imagine if people are following your journey, Christmas time comes around and they know that you just lost 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 pounds, whatever. And they start to look at themselves because they know that next week is the new year, the new season. And they start to think, ooh, it's a new me. Imagine who they're going to go to get their program, to get some type of advice or help. They're going to come to you because they saw you just go through it, which is exactly why you need to focus on you more than anything. So a couple ways to do that. I was listening to Chalene Johnson's podcast today. I went on a 4-mile walk. It's been a good day. I did 5:30 in the morning yoga, which I haven't done in a long time. And then I did a 4-mile walk. And after this call, I'm going to be getting in my Body Beast workout. It's been a busy day. I've had massage clients, I've had calls, I've had all this kind of stuff going on, but I'm making it work. So a couple things that Chalene was talking about. It was all about laser focus. So, and she also talks about, I need to remember, I wrote it down. I almost forgot. This is the coolest part. You guys get out, if you're on the live call, even if you're watching the recording, get out a pen and paper real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Pen and paper, pen and paper.
Come this way next. This way. Let's go see Nelly. Huh? Nelly and Derek?
Everyone got pen and paper? Pen and paper. Check this out. So with your pen and paper, so one thing Shalene was talking about when it comes to focus, right? This is a really, really tough one because we all do it or have done it at some point. When you get online and think, I'm going to work. Facebook is open. Email is open. You're picking up your phone. You might even do what I do. What I catch myself doing all the time is Facebook is open on my computer, and yet I somehow manage to get on Facebook on my phone when my computer is right here at the same freaking time. Or I'm just, for whatever reason, I'm trying to work. I'm doing like a post or something, and then all of a sudden, ding! Ooh, instant reply. I need to get on my text messaging. That's called multitasking. Multitasking does not physically exist. Everyone loves to brag that they can do so much at one time. And they've done studies on this. Here's what I'm going to give you guys a live example. No one can actually multitask. What happens is your brain is switching focus from one thing to another. If you only have 100% to give, you're going like 50-50. You're not fully focusing, laser focus on one thing. So here's a prime example. I'm going to give you two things to do with that pen and paper. Two things. Ready for it? So you're basically going to have two lines. Line 1, line 2. Now, on line 1, you're going to write, and don't do it quite yet. I'm going to finish explaining this real quick. So on line 1, you're going to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then after you finish that, line 2, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever goes to 10. Just line it up so it goes to 10. So you're going to do 1 through 10, and then A through whatever that 10th letter would be where it matches up. So you're going to do it as fast as you can, right? So ready? Go. This is a fun one. And then I see Katie doing it. So Katie, when you're done, just give me a thumbs up. Boom. See how fast that was? Check it out. Katie focused on just the numbers first, and then she switched focus to the letters. Now here's another one. Below those, you're going to have line 1 and line 2 again. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to write 1, A, 2, B, 3, C. You're going to switch back and forth and do it to 10. So do the same thing, but you're going to go 1, A, 2, B, all the way up to 10. Go ahead and do that. Even if you guys are watching the recording, do this too. Good? So it took Katie approximately 6 to 7 seconds, 6 to 8 seconds to do the first one because she had focus on each one, right? But now all of a sudden, you're multitasking. So that focus is going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Everyone loves to brag at how productive they are when they do this, but you actually took about 10 seconds longer.
Let's go.
Because the brain cannot switch back and forth and give 100% focus. So that's the whole idea behind this laser focus thing. So
You go poop.
how that relates to our world is when you are doing your workout, this all ties down to a schedule, guys. I'm going to touch on schedule first, actually. You need to have some type of schedule, not to the point where you need to have alarms going off every 10 minutes with stuff to do, but you need to have some type of plan written down. I don't care if it's as simple as what I have up here on my, look, this is like my whole business plan. Facebook, Periscope, that's my business. And then personal is PD, which is personal development, fitness. And then M stands for how many miles I walk, because I'm on a mission to walk 100 miles in October. I did literally 3 miles in September walking. Kind of sad. So I'm doing 100 miles. But that's a prime example of how simple my list is. I don't have like an in-depth thing. I have times that I do them. So when it comes to schedule, you need to have something written out. I don't care if you're the type that hates doing a schedule. Because I ask you this, if you are the type that hates doing a schedule, is that working? Because if it's not, you need to do something different, right? So, because I talk to a lot of people that they're like, oh yeah, I don't need that advice because it doesn't work for me. Have you tried it? Well, yeah, I tried it for like 2 days. You need to do it for like a month to give it a full ride. So do it for a week. Do it for 7 days. Make a plan that simply has, of course, you need to focus on you. So that's your fitness. You need to be following a program. That's both the fitness and the nutrition, because if you are doing the fitness without the nutrition or vice versa, you're not doing the program. You're doing half the program. So when you post your awesome results, you're going to say, I did half the program, so I got half the results, right? So with that, you also need to focus on your personal development, because that's a personal thing that needs to be done. Personal development is, we have the 3 vital behaviors, and in my opinion, personal development is number 1. You can work your ass off in a program. You can invite 1,000 people a day. But if you feel like shit on the inside, mentally, you're not going to be able to help those people. Personal development needs to be a daily priority over everything. I would rather do personal development than my fitness and nutrition if it came down to it. Because the stronger you grow mentally, the more you're capable of achieving. So when it comes to following a schedule, make a simple to follow list that you're actually going to be able to stick with. And then look in your calendar, your schedule, whatever you use, look in your calendar per day or per week, plan it out however you want to, but find the times that work best for you. One thing Shalene was talking about on this podcast about focusing was you need to find a time frame that your brain is activated. We all have times that our brains are just not going to function, right? For some people, 6 a.m., they're not even thinking straight, right? They're focused on coffee and then talk to me. So if you are not a morning person, don't put standards on yourself to wake up and work in the morning if you can't physically and mentally handle it. If you are wide awake and like focused in the afternoon time, that's when your brain is fully activated and awake and aware. That's when you need to schedule your work, whether it be a blog post, if you get on to start messaging your customers, follow-ups, invites, whatever your workload looks like. Do it during the time that you are fully aware and activated. She also talked about, there's one big one I'm missing. Oh, the break thing. So I'm a big fan of this, and it's something I've actually been accustomed to doing for a while now. So I kind of forget it's how I work. If you find yourself having a couple hours to spare to put into Beachbody, don't try to put in these big like 2, 3, 4 hour chunks, right? Because you're just going to burn yourself out. Your brain is like a muscle, right? You can't go and work out for 4 hours straight. So don't try to do that to yourself mentally. That's why working for a job sucks, because they don't give you the breaks you need. And Shalene was talking about a really cool study about these big corporations, these big successful businesses. Their top producers worked on average for 45 minutes on, focused on one project, and then they took a 15-minute break. 45 minutes on, 15 minutes off. That's what the most successful producers look like, just because they're not burning themselves out. So if you have the opportunity, so if you sit down and say, I'm going to write out a blog post, I'm going to do a video, and I'm going to message my customers and all this kind of stuff, don't try to hammer it all out back to back. Focus on one thing. So let's say you're going to write a blog post, right? Guys, a blog post, it seriously takes like 15 or 20 minutes tops. It might take you longer if you're doing a long blog post or if it's your first time. But after you do a couple blog posts, guys, just take an idea out of your head and just write about it. Pick a topic and just start writing. You don't have to have a perfect layout. It doesn't have to be perfect spelling. Just get the shit done. That's where it comes down to. So get the blog post done. You're focusing 100% on that. You are not scrolling through Facebook. Your phone is away from you. You're not focusing on that. You are focusing on the blog post. Once the blog post is done, close your laptop, walk away, do a few squats, do some sit-ups, do something that gives you just, a little bit of a physical change, right? Because when we find ourselves this is why getting sucked into a couch is so easy. Because when you're plopped on a couch, not changing your environment, you mentally just kind of sink into it more and more and more. And it's like a freaking chain that holds you down at that point. Same thing with like Netflix. That's why Netflix can suck you in on so many episodes back to back to back to back, because they know if you are lounging on the couch, you're not going to watch just one episode and then go do something else productive. They know you're going to watch like 3 or 4 in a row until it's like 1 a.m. You have to go to bed. That's how I got through a season of Prison Break within like 3 days or something. Prison Break. I know Lisa's watching it. My favorite show ever. Love it. So make a schedule. Write out the things that you know you need to do. I did a post inside the group the other day about this. Do the shit you need to do first, and then do what you want to do. Right? So, I gave a list in there. Go look at the post. So I said the need to do's. We all know what they are. You need to be inviting people. You need to be making new friends. You need to be doing your workouts, Shakeology, all that kind of stuff. Those are your needs, your musts. Those are your vital behaviors. They're called vital because it's how you stay alive in business, right? What are vital things in our life? Oxygen, water, food. They're vital for a reason. If we skip one of those, we will die. Your business will die if you skip the 3 vital behaviors we have in Beachbody, because those 3 vital behaviors directly correlate into other areas of your life. Don't fall into the trap of thinking Beachbody is its own separate thing, right? Oh yeah, I'm me over here, and then Beachbody is this little thing on the side. No, it becomes part of you. The things that you will do and accomplish in Beachbody directly correlate into other areas of your life. It's kind of crazy how it happens, but it does. So with that, set a schedule. You need to make a list of the stuff that you know you need to be doing. And then you simply need to plug it into your calendar where you know you can get it done. All of that is meaningless, though, unless you show up and do it. And the sad reality is we don't do these things when we're trying to think the right way to phrase this. We will do them easily if we're motivated, because I talk about this all the time. Motivation is an emotion. It's very temporary. It's easy to get motivated about something, be like, yeah, I'm going to do all the things and win life. But then you wake up at 6 a.m. and go, freaking A, this sucks. I'm tired. I'm cranky. I want to sleep in. I don't want to win at life today. That's when the work begins. And unless you have a driving force to get your ass up and to accomplish more in life, to truly thrive, you will always stay in the exact same position in your life you're at now until you reach the point of looking in the mirror and saying, I am so freaking sick and tired of living this way. You need to reach that point, because until you do, you will make excuse after excuse after excuse to stay where you are at. I've been there in my business several times. I've been there, especially in my fitness. I will never forget the first night that I went back to work. I was working at Massage Envy. I had fallen and gotten a shoulder injury. I went from 215 pounds to 225 pounds within 30 days because I couldn't work. I had this bum shoulder. I couldn't massage. And I just pigged out. There was a deli right down the street, so I ate pigged out on pizza and junk food, and I played World of Warcraft for 30 days, which resulted in me standing in the mirror at 3 a.m. I just finished up playing video games one night, and I remember, going in and washing my face and all this kind of stuff before I was going to go to bed. And I just remember, remember the water dripping off. And I just remember pulling my head up and actually looking myself like in the eyes right? And it sounds weird, but we see ourselves in the mirror every single day. But how often do you truly just stop, look at yourself, truly reflect on, physically, mentally, emotionally, where you are at? And I'll never forget that feeling that took over, and I was pissed. That's where my life took its first turn. Because if I stayed going down that road, I don't know where I would be. And reflecting back on that night, I know things now. Obviously, I did not know then. Back then, I was extremely distant from my family, which means I'd never asked a whole lot of questions about our history. And it turns out we have actually pretty serious heart conditions on both my mom's and my dad's side. And I'm a male, which naturally is a higher risk. So all of a sudden, I have a perfect combination for heart disease in my blood. So last month, I went through blood pressure issues. September was a weird month. Before that, I had really high blood pressure. So my blood pressure has been messing with me. And it directly correlated with the month that I was not focusing on me. I was focusing so much in the massage business and I was focusing on other people that I was not putting me first like normal. So I found myself having days of really, really high blood pressure where I can feel my heart pounding like out of my chest. And I had an EKG done, something wasn't right. And then I had instances of severe low blood pressure where I actually blacked out one night. This all happened within like the same 6 weeks. And why I'm talking about this is because now that I know kind of what's in my blood, what conditions I'm already pre-exposed to, I can reflect back on that night when I looked myself in the mirror. And that was 6.5 years ago. Imagine 6.5 years of binge eating and playing video games for 10 hours a night. Imagine if I kept going down that road. It's been 6.5 years. Would I even still be here? Would I be one of those statistics of somebody who killed over on a basketball court before I was 30 years old? So that's in regards to health. I reached a point in my life that night where I looked at myself in the mirror and I was sick and tired of not just what I saw physically, I was sick and tired of who I saw. And from there, I woke up the next morning. I actually ordered P90X that night. I saw the infomercial on YouTube, so I ordered P90X that night. And that next day, I started looking at things more clearly, right? Because when you go throughout your daily life, it's so easy to just not pay attention to stuff. So the night before, I paid attention to myself for the first time in a while. The next day was the first day I went back to work. And I remember walking into that job, start working on my clients, and I'm thinking, this job sucks. I'm not happy. I do not enjoy working here. I was making like $400 every 2 weeks. That was not enough to pay for my hour commute each way just in gas alone. And then I remember coming home, looking at my relationships in life. I was not happy. I was distant. I wasn't depressed, but I started reaching that depression level. I started realizing just how unhappy I really was. And it wasn't until I sat down and I just made the decision, because that's what it came down to. I made the decision. I'm done. I'm done living like this. I'm done living paycheck to paycheck. I have no idea how I'm going to do it. All I know is I have this opportunity right here in front of me, and I'm going to stop playing with it. I'm going to treat this shit like a business. I'm going to get uncomfortable, and I'm going to go out and talk to people. I've been ridiculed up and down for the last 6 years. I've had people call me out on why I was doing P90X. I should have joined the Army and gotten paid that way. I've had all kinds of shit thrown my way. But through building thicker skin along the way, I've developed confidence in myself to keep moving forward. That's one trait that I believe is a massive trait in any successful person. It's you will never quit. It may cross your mind. You may think about it, but you will never quit, because the second you quit, the second you throw in the towel, You just lost the most golden opportunity to get yourself out of whatever situation you're in. That was my first moment, was that night when I looked myself in the mirror health-wise and I said, I'm done. And that one decision, look at how much it altered my life. Again, 6.5 years have gone by. I don't know if I would be obese now because that does run in my family. I don't know if I would even be here because of the pretty bad heart disease that runs in our family too. I don't know where I'd be, but I know that because I gave Beachbody everything I've got, it literally probably saved my life for the long term. That's why I'm able to sit here and talk to you guys now. That's how powerful Beachbody is. And it only worked because I worked it. That's what it comes down to. This opportunity, both the business and the products, they will only work if you work it. If you skip, if you half-ass, if you just don't show up, this opportunity is not going to do a damn thing for you. And you will stay in the exact same place for the rest of your life. And it goes right along with the quote that I heard today. Don't be one of those people that lives the same year 75 times over. Or even my second favorite quote is, most men die at the age of 25. They only get buried at 75. This opportunity can save you, whether it be financially or health-wise. It can literally save you if you work it. Thank you guys for hopping on here. I got to go squeeze in my workout. Peace out, crew. ThriveFit, I love you guys. Wouldn't be here without you. See ya.